Hey guys, so as you probably know, Google manufacture their own phones called Pixel, and those phones are known to have one of the best photo quality. Yes, for mobile photography, Pixel phones are one of the best. But what makes Pixel phones to have such amazing photo quality? Well, it's definitely not the camera hardware, because Pixel phones like the Pixel 2, the Pixel 3 and the Pixel 4 have 12 megapixel cameras. And we've seen 48, 64 and even 108 megapixel cameras from other smartphone companies. So since it's not the camera hardware that makes the Pixel to have such great photo quality, what does? It's software, the camera app on Pixel phones, Google Camera. Today we'll be taking a look at what Google Camera is all about. My name is Yudi, I talk about tech, let's shoot. So like I said, Google Camera or Gcam is a camera application developed by Google for Android. It was initially supported on all devices running Android 4.4 or higher, but now it's only officially supported on Google Pixel devices. Officially supported. I'll get back to that. But first, what makes Google Camera better than all other camera applications? Well, Google Camera does everything that every other camera does, but Google Camera does it better. For starters, HDR, High Dynamic Range. Here, when you click the shutter button, the camera actually takes multiple images at different exposures and then merges those images to produce one image that doesn't overexpose the bright areas of the pictures and underexpose the dark areas. Yeah, a lot of camera application has this feature, but Google Camera has an additional feature called HDR+. So in HDR+, Google Camera is continuously taking short exposure frames, and when you hit the shutter button, it takes the last few frames in the memory buffer and computationally aligns and combines exposures, and then produces an image that does not overexpose the highlights but also brings out the details in the shadows. And since HDR takes the frame stored in the memory to produce a fine image and is not taking multiple frames when you hit the shutter button, it will also result in a faster shutter speed. Now let's talk night mode or night sight, which is what Google calls it. Here Google Camera also uses HDR+, but in this case Google Camera uses about 5 seconds taking longer exposure frames to produce a brighter image. Let me show you some samples comparing the default app on the Redmi 7, that's the default camera app, the stock camera app on the Redmi 7 in comparison to Google Camera. The pictures from Google Camera are just more detailed and sharper. The shots from the stock camera are not bad, but overall Google Camera just brings out more details. Just look at the shots in this picture. In these shots, Google Camera captures more light and produces a sharper and brighter image. This kind of scene is where Google Camera shines, showing its HDR and HDR+ goodness. Okay, in this shot, I'm going to zoom into the DSTV satellite dish. On the stock camera, you can barely see any text written on the dish. But in Google Camera, you can sort of read the text written there. And overall, Google Camera is just sharper. Now, this last shot was taken indoors with flash, and the stock camera kind of looks like cartoon. But you can see Google Camera really brings out the details. Google Camera does the same thing for all phones. So if there is a stable Gcam for your phone, you can be sure that it will be significantly better than the default camera app on your phone, be it Samsung, Oppo, Realme, Xiaomi, Huawei, Nokia. Gcam will improve your photo quality. But do note that Google Camera and MediaTek processors do not mix. So if you are using a MediaTek processor, chances are that Google Camera would not work on your phone. But Gcam actually works on some higher end MediaTek processors, like the Redmi Note 8 Pro, which came with the MediaTek Helio G90T, was able to run Gcam. But most MediaTek processors cannot handle Google Camera. but if you're using a Snapdragon processor, you should be fine. So how can you get Gcam installed on your phone? Well, the obvious thing to do will be to go on Google and search for Gcam for your phone. For example, Google Camera for Samsung Note 9 or Google Camera for Redmi Note 8, and then download it. But there is an easier way. All you have to do is go to the Play Store and download an app called Gcamito. When you install the app, that app will find the most suitable Gcam for your phone, the most stable Gcam for your phone, and then you can install it right from the app. And if you're still having issues installing Google Camera or getting it to work properly on your phone, feel free to contact me on any of my socials, and just make sure you're following me, and I'll be sure to engage with you guys. Remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell right beside it so you'll be one of the first to know whenever I upload a new video. Also, like this video and tell me in the comment section down below what you think about Google Camera. Would you be installing it on your phone? And also share this video with whoever you think would benefit from this. And yeah, that's about it. My name is Yudi. This is Yudi Shoots. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.